Hi, welcome to Cooking with Brian. I'm an independent manager with Watkins, and I just need to say that whatever you see here or hear here, they're my opinions, and not to be construed as those of Watkins as a whole. Something I've started doing for friends and family and some of our customers, just a way of having fun and cooking with Brian.
Okay.
And so what I have here in the bowl is the burger meat, oatmeal, and eggs that I've put together. Just mixing that up now. And I'm fortunate today, as you can tell. I have somebody here to do the filming for me. So most of you can probably guess who's behind the camera.
Santa Claus.
No, not quite time for him yet, but wait until we get to our Christmas recipes and we'll get him in for a show too. And so actually, if you see what I'm using here, it might seem a little strange to some, but it works for others.
Pastry.
Is a pastry cutter, and that will actually cut very well into that oatmeal and hamburger and help to mix that together for us. Now, I have to be honest, this is the first time that I've ever used milk in a meatloaf, and I kind of found that a little intriguing. So, gonna try that and see how it goes. As I say, this is a recipe that I've adapted from a recipe on the Watkins website. What I did notice with the recipe on the Watkins website is it was referring to our older style barbecue sauce, which used to be a concentrate, and of course what we use now is already mixed. I absolutely love it. Has a slight smoky barbecue flavor, a little bit sweet, a little bit smoky, and I absolutely love the Watkins barbecue sauce. So what I'm going to do, because this is still a little thick, I'm going to pour in about half of the milk, because one of the things about cooking is consistency. Your recipe may call for a little more or a little less than what you need, and over time you'll actually develop, let's say, a good eye or a good feel for the proper consistency in what you want. That actually looks pretty good, but I'm going to put in the rest of the milk because in a couple of minutes there I'm going to add in some chopped onion, and
chili powder too.
That's actually in addition to the recipe. And the other thing that I'm going to add in is a tablespoon of Watkins chili powder. I got that in a box of products today, and that is absolutely wonderful. I wish we had smell-o-vision, because this inspired us to cook today. And so I'm just going to sprinkle that over. And I don't know if, I could just pour that in and mix it up. One of the things that I learned over the years is just to hold the spoon, tap your wrist, and that will actually just kind of disperse it nicely through it. Just continue to mix that up. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to, as I mentioned, grab the onions, and I have about probably a cup there, but again, you go for consistency, go for what looks right, and what feels right. Learn to play with your food. Enjoy your cooking. Make it a fun time rather than a drudgery. And I always say, growing up, my mom used to tell me, don't play with your food. I grew up and learned better. And yes, I know that wasn't proper grammar, but again, we're just having fun. So to clean that off, And what I'm going to do, it actually tells me, and this consistency to me is actually a little thick right now. I'd kind of like to add in a little more liquid, but I know the reason for that, because they tell us to mix our barbecue sauce and ketchup together and just pour it over. So what it's going to do is it's going to get added in there as it cooks. So what I'm going to do is lay these down. I actually think that half a cup of onions is probably enough. I want to knead this almost like you would a loaf of bread. Make sure that it all gets mixed together really well. And in just a minute, I'm going to grease my pan. And that little local is I'm trying to get him to pause the video so that I can do that before you come back.
I press on the red again. Good.
So what I've done is I've mixed up the meatloaf, and I have to tell on myself, but at the same time, I really am being honest here. I did not use the Watkins spray. You'd think after seeing all my videos so far that, oh, that guy just doesn't like the Watkins spray. I absolutely love it. This is going to stick. I used vegetable oil. If I had the Watkins cooking spray, no butane, no propane, it does such a wonderful job. The problem is my customers all know that already, and as soon as I get some in, I don't get to keep it for myself. They get it before I do. But anyway, I'm soon getting a can, and you'll get to see the actual difference. I really do enjoy it. Really do enjoy using it. But once again, you're cooking with Brian, and I don't have it because my customers got it. Look at that. This fits nicely. I'll just put that in there. Now, this is going to be what's going to be a little tricky, because what I've done, I'm going to rinse my hands here for a minute. What I've done is I've mixed 1/3 of a cup of ketchup with a couple of tablespoons of the Watkins barbecue sauce. Now, the recipe originally called for the old style barbecue sauce, which is a concentrate. So I'm hoping a couple of tablespoons in the 1/3 of a cup of ketchup is going to do what we want it to do. And what I'm just going to do is I'm going to take and spread that right over the top of the meatloaf. And I'm hoping that this is going to give it the smoky flavor along with the zesty taste of the chili powder, and to come up with what I'm referring to as Brian's Chili Meat Loaf. And of course, that's because it'll be good on chilly days that are coming up this fall. So take that, spread it around with your spoon, and we're getting ready in a minute to put that right in a 350-degree oven and leave it for just about an hour. And when that's ready to come out, we'll definitely show you what it looks like when it comes out. And as you notice, if you watched a few of my videos, I'm actually learning to master, or with the help of Denis, my cameraman, helping to master some of these special TV techniques. So we're going to take a little break that you probably won't hardly notice, except that when we come back, we'll be pulling this out of the oven. So we'll be right back. So what we've done is we've cooked the meatloaf, which I'm referring to as Brian's Chili Meatloaf, and the Watkins bread. And I just wanted to give you a quick idea of what that looked like on the plate. How nice that really looks. And I can tell you that it turned out good. If you want to have a little more of the barbecue sauce, as you can see, you can